do you see how that's different than just deciding what the law is? Do you know whether in our country we have direct democracy or a republic? Who can tell me whether in our country we have oh yeah.
Republic.
We have a republic. And at what level do we have a republic?
Like, you mean examples?
Is our national government a republic?
Yes.
Yes. And who are how can you tell that it's a republic? Yes?
Because you have to vote like by yourself on like little computer things, and you don't like go to town meetings.
Okay, you don't go to town meetings, right? So for whom do you vote when you vote in a national election in this country? I know whom we're going to vote for, whom we're all thinking of, yes.
Like a president or like a governor.
You vote for a president or a governor. Are there any other people we vote for in our nation's government? Yes. We vote for mayors. Those are our town governments. Yes.
Maybe like
we do vote for some judges, yes, but we vote for local judges, yes, and state judges, yes. Okay. Has anybody ever heard of senators or congressmen? Do you know about our Senate and our House of Representatives? Okay. Those are the people in Washington, D.C. who actually make our laws. So when we pass a new tax law that says, everybody has to pay more taxes, okay, we don't all get together and do that. The people who get together and do that are the congressmen and senators that we elected. Every state has 2 senators. And they go to Washington and they make laws. And every state has a different number of congressmen, and they go to Washington and they make laws. And they're supposed to make laws that they think reflect what the people who elected them want. We're not actually making those laws, right? Well, that's exactly what they did in the Roman Republic, and that's what makes it a republic. They had a Senate, so it's indirect democracy, and elected leaders, the senators, right, made the decisions. That would be across from elected leaders carry out decisions. See how it's different? And in Rome, it was very similar about who got the vote. Free men who were citizens voted. Okay? It's hard to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry about we'll get a better marker for tomorrow. Okay. So free men who were citizens voted in Rome. Okay? Okay. In the Roman Republic, okay, government might look most days a little bit like it looked in Athens, okay, because there was a big square, a big town square, and in Rome it was called the Forum. Okay, in Rome it was called the Forum. Do we use this word today? You ever heard this word, forum? Yes. When have you seen it used?
It's a basketball stadium.
Yeah, that's what we tend to call our basketball stadiums and some of our football stadiums, we call them forums, okay? In Rome, the forum was the big open square where citizens talked politics. Yes?
The word form, do we put that in a certain place on our paper?
You may put it on your paper, okay, and say and tell yourself what it is, okay? It's where citizens meet to talk politics.
Do we put that under the stadium or a certain spot?
It doesn't belong. It doesn't belong under each. Well, you could put it under the Roman Republic if you wanted. And in fact, you remember there was a central square in Athens where people actually voted. Here it's a little bit different. Here people are talking politics. Maybe they're talking about who should be the next senator. Yes?
Can you repeat the...
It's where citizens meet to talk politics. A lot of deals would get made. You guys do this yourselves in school. You probably do this in the lunchroom. Do you have class elections? No? Oh, okay. Pardon me? No, not voting who's a teacher. Is there a student government here?
No.
Okay. All right.
Student council.
Student council. Okay. So, do you have elections for student council?
Teachers decide.
You do not have elections for student council? Yes, Costa.
In NGHS, they have elections, and there's a president, and vice presidents. My brother's a president, just.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, yes?
Student council, the teachers.
Okay, all right. Do you ever sit around in the lunchroom and talk about what you think student council ought to be doing?
No.
Wow, good for you. Do you ever sit around in the lunchroom and talk about the way you think things ought to be? Oh, of course you do.
Yeah.
People talk about that stuff, right? Right, well, that's kind of what went on in the forum, except that those citizens got to talk about, they had the power to talk about maybe who they thought ought to be senators, right? Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about how Rome starts to expand. Okay? The Romans built a very, very strong and powerful army. Okay? And they started to expand. And you can see on page 321, here we are again. You can see all the orange bits, or they may look red to you.
Yeah.
Okay. By 100 BC, that's how big the Roman Empire was. It's got a lot of gaps. There are a lot of gaps in the orange, aren't there?
Yes.
So, what are some of the places that Rome controlled by 100 BC? Yes? Yes?
Italy.
That's where they started too.
Spain.
Spain, yeah.
A little bit of Greece.
In fact, they cover all of what we think. They cover all of what is really Greece, and not Hellenistic under Alexander, right? Right. Okay. Anybody else want to add any places? Sure.
Asia Minor.
Asia Minor. Do you know what we call Asia Minor today? You ever hear of Turkey?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we call that today. And Costa, you had your hand up. Did you want to add Asia Minor?
Yeah, I was going to say Asia Minor.
Okay, do you see that little strip of pink between Italy and Spain?
Yeah.
It's called Gaul.
Yeah.
Does anybody anybody have any idea what we call most of that area now? I don't expect you to know this. Yeah.
England?
Ah, you know what? England is up there in Britain, up in the upper left.
I see.
Gaul, that place that is Gaul.
Wait,
Yeah, that's what we mostly call France today.
Wow.
Okay, there's some Germany in there too, okay? And then if you look, okay, you told us, Matt, didn't you, that Italy was a foot kicking a soccer ball, and we talked about how pointed that soccer ball was?
Yeah.
Look across from that soccer ball. You see that little pink tip there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a little teensy bit of Africa.
Where?
The orange bottom left.
Where it says Carthage.
Oh.
So over the next 400 years, right, after the founding of the Republic,